appreciate you guys coming. New week, new opportunity, and that's what we're talking about. That's what we're looking at. 3 games down out of 12, 1 and 2. Got a lot of games to play, a lot of football to play, a lot of improvement to make. Really still excited about our football team and the opportunities that lay out in front of us. A lot of things that we set out as goals for our season are still out there, still obtainable, and obviously got to work and get better to go do it, but very, very excited about it. Disappointed about Saturday's loss. Just a quick wrap up of that, move on. Disappointed in last Saturday's loss, our performance. You know, anytime you have 6 turnovers in a game, you can't stop the run. It's going to be really, really hard to beat anybody. We've got to do a better job of getting our practice and our preparation to show up on game day. We've had really good practices, great preparation. We really have been happy with our players and their focus every single week, and that's got to carry over onto game day. And we've got to do a better job as a staff and a better job as a team overall in getting that to happen. You know, I truly feel we're a much better football team than what we showed last Saturday. Have felt that and continue to feel that way. And we'll get to where we want to get to, and we'll play better football hopefully here sooner than later. Just a couple things, you know, injury-wise, we do have some players that are still, you know, week to week, day to day, so to speak. I know you guys ask a lot about Blesson Austin. Blesson will have surgery this Friday. They're going to go in and look at his knee, and I'm not sure exactly what they're going to have to do, but they'll go in and look at his knee and potentially have to redo his ACL repair. But they're going to go in on Friday and take a look at Les. And get some other guys who are still day to day, week to week. We are in better shape, a little better shape than we were at this time last week, though, which is promising. Just offensively, you know, at the beginning of the season, we talked a lot about how young we were going to be on offense. You know, we've had 21 players that are in their first or second year play this season, which is a pretty high number. I think we've had just around 30, just over 30 players play total on offense this year. 21 of them have been first or second year players. We knew that was going to be the case going into the season. And as I talk after games, I've mentioned a couple times, we've got to get some of our young players developed and improved as fast as we can so we can start playing better football. You know, defensively, you know, our numbers are down a little bit. You guys are aware of the off-the-field issue that we had. You know, I look back at our roster, 38 scholarship players coming out of spring practice as we headed into the summer workouts. 16 of the 38 scholarship players that were on the depth chart at the end of spring were not available for that game on Saturday. Part of it is due to suspensions. The other part of it is due to injuries. And we've got to make sure that we get our guys back and are healthy. And you know, we're asking some guys to do some things that they haven't done in different positions, play some different roles. And to their credit, we've got a very selfless team, and they are doing that. Looking ahead to Buffalo, it's a very good football team. It's going to be a big challenge. Lance Leipold, the head coach there, has done an outstanding job. He's in his 4th year. He's got that team 3-0 this year. They've really done a good job of identifying some players that haven't been heavily recruited. They've done a great job of coaching them, developing them, and they've got a good football team. So it's a good challenge for us. We're going to have to play much better football, protect the football. The number one thing that we preach to our football team to show improvement as we continue to move forward is we have to take care of the ball. We've talked about that since December. We're not sitting very good with the turnover ratio right now. Open up the questions.
Chris, with regards to Les, is he out for the year?
Don't know that for sure, but most likely, yes.
And he had a tweet late Saturday, kind of mocked one of your quotes. Did you address that with him, and do you know where he's coming from with that?
Bless and I talked, yes. You know, what Bless and I talked about will stay between Bless and I. Bless is he's one of my favorite players. He's very passionate. Obviously going through a difficult time with the injury and not being able to play. He loves football, loves his football team, and you know, it's a tough time for him as he's getting ready for surgery. But he and I have talked, and I love the kid.
After watching the Kansas film, just what stuck out to you as the most jarring or the most obvious or noticeable things on film?
Well, 6 turnovers. I mean, that's where it all starts. You can't do that. And like I mentioned after the game, you turn the ball over and you don't stop the run, it's going to be a bad day. And it was a bad day. We have to protect the football. We've got to make better decisions with the football at the quarterback position. We can't fumble the ball with 3 interceptions and 3 fumbles. You're just not going to win games. And for us right now, we have to play complementary football with our youth on offense and our depth concerns on defense. We have to play well together, and we have to complement each other. And we did not do that on Saturday, and the result is not very good when that happens.
Chris, you mentioned your youth on offense. You mentioned the issues with turnovers. So, are you staying with Art as the starting quarterback?
Yeah, like I mentioned last Saturday after the game, you know, we're Sunday and Monday are evaluation days and game planning days, and we are evaluating what we're doing and who we're doing it with at all positions, including the quarterback position.
So, just to clarify, you haven't made a decision on who's starting Saturday yet?
Just to clarify, we are evaluating what we're doing and who we're doing it with, and we'll see what gives us the best chance to win as we move forward.
What might be some of the deciding factors to go into naming the starter at the quarterback position this week?
Well, I mean, right now, Art's our starter still. I mean, didn't say he wasn't, didn't say he was. He is the guy that has started the last 3 games. We have to find a way to obviously protect the football, and that starts with the quarterback position. And we got to look at what we're asking that position to do so he can get that done. And we got to make sure that that's what's in the best interest of the football team and the offense overall. When you look at the position, there have been a lot of good things from that position. The most glaring are the turnovers, and we just can't overcome those turnovers right now. So we got to look at what we're doing, what we're asking them to do, and how we get that cleaned up.
At the running back position, the decision not to use Pacheco at all, what went into that, and where does he kind of stand moving forward?
Isaiah's done a great job so far for us. You know, just the way the game was going, you know, Isaiah, one of his things that he's really improved on, had to improve on, is his ball security also. Obviously, it wasn't going very well for us offensively from that standpoint. I think the offensive coaches just felt a little nervous about putting him in there. Isaiah's great. We absolutely love the kid. We think he's going to be a really good player. Just the timing, the situation, the way the game was going, they didn't feel it was the best interest to put him out there. And it turned into, you know, a little bit more of a throw game, you know, there in the second half also.
I know that you're not up to this quite yet, but if Les is out for the year, do you envision a scenario where you would apply for a 5th year for him?
You know, those conversations, we haven't had those conversations. That's going to be up to Bless and what he feels is best for him. And we'll support him in whatever he feels is best for him and his future.
Would you guys consider moving Damon Hayes back to cornerback if Bless is out?
No. You know, Bless has been out for the last 2.5 weeks, and Damon has been playing at safety, and he's been playing well. If you look at the depth chart, there's not a lot of options at safety. We're hoping to get Trey Avery back really soon. Trey Avery, we feel, has a chance to be an outstanding football player. He is probably the fastest kid on our football team. During training camp before he had his injury, we had him doing a lot of things, from corner to nickel to all over the field on special teams as a returner. We think he can be a dynamic football player, and we really need him back.
Chris, when you talked to the recruits on Sunday, what was your message?
I didn't talk to any recruits on Sunday. I'll talk to a bunch of recruits tonight.
Well, you know, going forward, I mean, obviously they're probably a bigger concern than the fans or even media, the outside perception. What's your message to the recruits?
The message doesn't change. The reason that recruits have committed to us, that's not going to change based on what happened Saturday. We have a vision. We have a plan. We are working really hard to provide a great experience for these players here, build a program that everybody can be proud of, competitive program, a winning program. They know what we're doing. We've sold that vision. We've sold that plan. They committed to that vision and to that plan. That plan and vision doesn't change. So the message isn't going to be any different.
I know after the game you said you were okay with the effort level. Gave up 400 yards rushing, over 8 yards. Were you, after watching the film, do you still feel the defense played hard in the second half?
Absolutely. It's no different than what I said after the game. Depth is an issue. And when you've got 16 scholarship football players that were not able to either start the season with us or be in that game, it takes a toll on your depth. That was a hot football game. There was a lot of sit down and get up and go play again based off of the way the game was going with turnovers. Our guys were gassed. And you know, on the sideline, they were really struggling because it was, you know, up and down, and it took a toll in the second half. And when that happens, the first thing that goes, or a couple things that happen when you get fatigued, like that one, mental errors. Thankfully, we didn't have a lot of mental errors, but the other part of it is fundamentals, because it's just tougher to focus and execute the fundamentals that are needed at each position, especially when it comes to tackling. You know, Kansas, to give Kansas credit, they've got a couple really good running backs, and they were able to rotate those guys through and keep them fresh. And in the second half, they had a pretty fresh running back when they were running the football, and it made it more difficult. The most difficult play, or I guess the most disappointing play that we had on defense, in my opinion, was the one at the end of the first half, 2 minutes and 57 seconds left. The score was 24-14. We were almost out of the first half, a disastrous first half. If we could have gotten out of that half at 24-14, would have felt really good about where we're at. We were able to survive a really bad half. They ran the ball, we ran a call, had the potential for a tackle for a loss, and we missed 2 tackles, and then next thing you know, it's a 60-yard touchdown. We can't allow explosive plays like that to happen. You're going to miss some tackles every now and then. We also had a mental error on that play, so when you factor in a mental error, a missed tackle, you know, the disaster hit, and it's unfortunate because at that moment in the game, I still felt really good about our chances and our opportunities because of how we battled back and we were able to hang around in that first half.
Take 2 more questions.
Chris, you probably talked more about goals than any time that I can remember going into the year. I think winning your non-conference games is one of them, and then going to a bowl game with another. Obviously, the first one's off the table, but going to a bowl game, do you still see this program turning it around, and is that still?
Oh, absolutely. Just look at Kansas for an example. Okay, Dave Beatty's in his 4th year. You know, who'd they lose to open the season? Nicholls State. How do you think they felt after that opening loss? Not very good. Obviously, I'm not there, but they must have a pretty good locker room and pretty good relationships in that program, because they rebounded and they've won back-to-back games. We'll see how their season goes. They've rebounded, won back-to-back games. If you look at just down the road, you know, Temple started the season out 0-2. What they do just this last weekend? They went and they played a pretty good football game, played a pretty good football team, and won on the road. You know, so there's a lot of examples out there. I've said it before I started the press conference. I believe this is still a football team that can play really good football and win a lot of games. We have to play better on Saturday. We have to coach better. We have to play better, and we've got to make sure we put our players in position to have success. If we can do that, and we put all those things together here soon, then we still have a chance to reach our goals. You know, we had 7 goals that we set. Only one of them is off the board. But that one doesn't necessarily, it would have helped us reach our final destination, but that one doesn't necessarily determine whether we can or we can't. And again, our focus isn't on those goals. Our focus is on our daily improvement, our weekly improvement, and making sure that we can play better football, you know, each Saturday.
Final question? Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.